Hi, I'm Carlos, and for my capstone project, I am submitting a capital markets associate, a powerful multi-agent trading co-pilot. This associate allows you to manage portfolio state, run portfolio analytics, and execute orders all within the proper guardrails. It also allows you to run in the cloud or locally or through a single endpoint. Let me show you how that looks like. All end user requests are handled by the orchestrator agent. Depending on end user request type, the orchestrator agent is passed to either the portfolio, analytics, or trader agent. If further action is needed, the MCP server is called, which is a wrapper around the TradeStation and Financial Modeling Prep API. Any responses are then channeled back to the prospective agent and back to the orchestrator agent, which are then sent back to the end user. Please keep in mind that any action taken by any agent are collected by the Open Telemetry collector and then stored either in Zipkin or in Graylog. Here, we will simulate an end user request using Insomnia through the endpoint, to the orchestrator endpoint. We will send it the question in form of a text, our session ID, the user ID, and the agent ID, which will be the orchestrator. Once we send the request, the orchestrator will receive it, pass it on to the subsequent needed agent. If there are any two callings to be called, they are executed, and the response is back in less than 10 seconds. We could see that we have the orchestrator agent handling the question. The orchestrator agent consults the analytics agent, and it passes down two calls. We can see that we have the fetch quote snapshot for the queues as a topic. You can see here. And then we also have the generate market insight, again, for the queues for one day. Moving a bit lower, we could see that our quote snapshot response. We could see the queues, we could see the current, the open, the high and low, the close, the previous close, and a bunch of other information, as well as the market insight information where we have all the moving averages, as well as the ATR or the average true range, the RSI, which is relative strength index, and the ADX, which is the form of strength and the direction. And once all of that is received, the analytics agent takes that information, summarizes it, and passes it back to the orchestrator agent. And you can see here, analytics author have this information in text, then sends it back to the orchestrator agent, which then receives it and summarizes it a bit further before it passes it back to the end user as form of a response. In Graylog, you will find that there will be an entry for each action any of the agents have taken. We can see we have the post request, we can have the response for the models, we can have the tool invocation, the tool selection, all recorded in one single entry. We can inspect any of these entries just by clicking on the on the time label, expanding a bit further, and we can see further information. We could see that the analytics agent used Gemini 2.0 Flash, and this is the result for all the moving averages for the queues. In Zipkin, we can see that we have the telemetry data for each agent call. In our latest call, that was about 8 seconds, we can see the breakdown of what that 8 seconds was. We can see the agent orchestrator, the call LLM by the agent orchestrator, as well as the call to the LLM by the analytics agent. And there you have it. You have a multi-agent, powerful research associate, all via one API, with all the guardrails and observability needed in order for you to stay compliant in any environment. If you have any questions, head over to the README or shoot me an email. Take care, guys.